Thank you for finding interest in my website. I'm Madame Miguel Castaneda, U.S. Marine Corps, Iraq War veteran and sergeant, nationally certified expert life coach, recovery coach, and intervention professional, here to bring you along my recovery journey. This is my recovery journey. As you'll notice on my website, I've published over 100 books on Amazon, 104 to be exact, and a couple of art books, which are very intriguing, that I generated with artificial intelligence and also my creative imagination. So most of my books are authored by me. My family helped me edit, and I've also hired co-editors and used some AI algorithms to help me along and work past writer's block as well. So I published 104 books. I started publishing in 2020, early 2020. So I've been publishing books for about 5 years now, and I've worked pretty fast, as you'll see. This is my recovery journey. Anyone can do it. Stay clean, don't do drugs, don't drink alcohol, work hard, drink a little bit of coffee, and find your niche, find your specialty, find something you're good at. Use your imagination. You want to publish books, it's free. Amazon KDP, search that in a Google search engine, and you can publish books on Amazon for free. Barnes & Noble Press, look that up, Google Barnes & Noble Press, and you could publish books on Barnes & Noble for free, and you can market, on your own social media. However many friends you have and friends and family can purchase your books. You can start making money quick, start advertising and marketing. So once you do that, I published 104 books. I've recovered. I've been addicted to many different drugs, almost overdosed and died many times, drank myself stupid, blacked out so many times, threw up so many times, and made so many mistakes and near-death accidents that I can't even remember half of them. So I've been through a lot. 39 years old. I'm reaching that age to where I have to settle down, and I'm learning. I've learned a lot in my life, and I've learned my lesson. I've learned many lessons along the way. So my message is, for anybody that wants to tag along my recovery journey with me, is to just, it gets better. Have faith, believe in something, believe in love, believe in, compassion, believe in Christ, believe in something, right? Believe in God. And push through it, whatever you decide to do. Be a tax law expert, tax law professional, be an enrolled agent, be a bookkeeper or an accountant, or whatever you want to do, right? College, work on aviation as an aviation mechanic, work on planes, work on cars, whatever you want to do, support your family. It's possible. Stay clean, keep your nose clean, don't do drugs, don't inject anything. You're going to get all sorts of diseases, sharing needles and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't make sense. It's not smart. It's not wise. Be a wise person, like your grandfather would want you to be, like your father would want you to be, like a family member who cared about you, a good friend, would want you to be smart and wise, make good decisions, stay clean, don't do drugs, don't drink alcohol, work hard. If you want to publish a lot of books like me, reach out to me, email me, I'll teach you how. There's many ways you could do it. It took me a whole year to write my first book. Okay, so I published 104 books. I donate to charity, orphanages, battered women's and children's centers across America, and also OneTreePlanted.org, which plants a tree worldwide to help the environment, atmosphere, the stratosphere, help the ozone layer heal and recover from all the damage we've been doing to it with climate change and all the factory emissions, auto emissions, car emissions, and things like that. So once again, I'm Madame Miguel Castaneda, U.S. Marine Corps, Iraq War veteran, and expert life coach, recovery coach, and intervention professional. I'm nationally certified, and I just want to let you know that it does get better. Get clean, work hard. I've paid my debt to society. I've had a lot of people teach me things along the way. Listen to people that care about you, and that's one of the main things that will make you wiser. Listen to people along the way. Going to church, if that helps you. Staying away from the bar, staying away from the wrong crowd, staying away from the wrong friends that get you in trouble, that want to drink and smoke weed and take pills and get high and smoke all this K2 and spice that fries your brain, melts it, has a chemical burn on your brain, chemical reaction, has permanent brain damage. Sometimes people end up in the ER and their brain fries and overheats. They got permanent damage, and sometimes they don't make it and they die. So there's 100,000 deaths in America every year from drug overdose. 70% of that is from fentanyl overdose, because so many drugs are laced with fentanyl. So that's another reason to stay away from drugs, mainly because it could cost you your life very easily. Many drugs are counterfeit. Pills are counterfeit. Drugs are laced with fentanyl. You do some cocaine, you want to get some speed to help you through your college studies, it's probably laced with fentanyl. You just go to sleep and die. It happens to a lot of people. Naloxone, a lot of people don't have that on hand. They can't get to you in time. A lot of families have lost family members due to drug overdose, especially fentanyl. So you want to recover, make a life for yourself, find work, go on LinkedIn, go on Indeed, search for all sorts of different jobs, go to college, do something positive with your time. And, if you don't necessarily need to work, like for me, I'm retired military, so I've decided to publish over 100 books and donate to charities along the way. It's almost like a therapy for me. So if I can help others, give some good knowledge, give some good quality content, teach people things, and tell stories along the way, stories for entertainment, maybe for therapy. Also, you can learn some things, sci-fi, murder, mystery, action, thriller, suspense, drama, romance, some religious content as well, and put that in and mix it all up. I've published over 104 books, about 104 books. So, and I'm going to continue writing as well. So, if I can expand, grow, and scale so that I could contribute more to society. As I've mentioned, I've paid my debt to society, and I want to contribute back to society and be a positive, beneficial member, right? So that I can prove to myself and prove to my family that, not only do I just say that I'll do the right thing, but I'll actually take action and do the right thing when I can. Whether it's holding the door open for an old lady, helping someone with a flat tire, or different things like that, right? Helping a homeless person, giving them money, giving them food. I've given homeless people food and money and tried to give them guidance on where to find work, like at Walmart. There's this one guy with one arm, and it got amputated somehow. Maybe an accident, maybe drugs or whatever, but I told him, there was a woman working at Walmart. She had one arm, and she's still stocking shelves with one arm. She can still work, and she still wanted to, and she can still make money, even though she's disabled, and she might even collect disability, but she still works. So that homeless guy, either he's being lazy, mentally ill, or whatever. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he fell, and he fell hard from a broken marriage or something like that. Maybe he got fired. I don't know. But I gave him that advice, and I saw him for a couple days after that. Didn't see him again, so hopefully he got better, found some work, or maybe he just moved on. I don't know. But whenever I do try to help someone, I try to give them knowledge as well. You give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for life, right? So give them something that can help them for the rest of their lives. Send them to rehab, get them help, send them to a rehab center, a detox center. If they're addicted to drugs, get them help, find them work, and that's what's helped me. Working hard, over the past year, I've been publishing all day, all night, drinking coffee, getting rest, going to school, taking a tax course, doing cybersecurity programs, taking different programs to better myself, learn about writing, doing a lot of research on marketing, how it works, marketing on LinkedIn, social media, and all those different things. Instead of hiring people, I can do that myself with a business account. And I've learned to save money that way, and just, input the audience and demographics, and making those decisions myself instead of paying someone to do that for me, and just doing research to find, the best, demographics and audience that I can to maximize, my reach. So there's many things you can do, especially with AI. You can ask it so many questions. How to publish books, what are the best jobs in the US that pay the well without a college degree? What can I do? If I'm addicted to drugs and alcohol, what recovery center can I go to? What detox center takes my insurance? What can I do if I don't have insurance? Where can I go? Maybe there's state-funded programs out there, which I believe there are. What can I do? How can I find therapy? What can I do that's therapeutic? Whatever you're good at. For me, it's also archery. You do some archery, do some target practice, go hunting. I'll say this, I've mentioned them before. My team leader said 4 things to keep veterans from committing suicide. 4 things for veterans to keep them stable, right? The first one is don't do drugs and alcohol. A lot of times when veterans or even civilians, when they're doing drugs and alcohol, they get really emotional, unstable, they can't control themselves. Maybe they even black out and they'll OD, they'll overdose, or they'll kill themselves, shoot themselves, or whatever, car accident or something, right? because of drugs and alcohol, right? Blacking out, you can't control yourself, you become unstable. There's an imbalance in your brain, right? Chemical imbalance is what drugs does to you, and alcohol. The second thing is work out. Work out hard if you can. If you got a strong heart, sweat, release those toxins, release those endorphins. You'll feel better. You'll feel better, and it's better for your body. You get that runner's high. You run for a few miles, you get a runner's high. You don't need to get high anymore. You got a runner's high, right? You're getting in shape. You're gonna live longer. You're gonna be stronger. Eat right, diet, exercise, and that's number 2. Okay. Number 3 is have a good fire team. A good fire team is a good network, right? In the military, the fire team is like a squad, right? That's going to protect you, right? And in danger. And just like in the civilian sector, you're going to need a good family, good support network, good circle of friends to protect you if you're in danger. And if you're addicted to drugs, you're in danger. Drug dealers, they got you by the throat. They got you on a leash, a tight leash. They say, come here, we got some drugs, you're going to go over there. You're all messed up on drugs. That's all you know. That's all you're going to do. And eventually you're going to overdose, right? So that drug dealers, the cartel, drug dealers, certain gangs, they got a hold of you if you're addicted to drugs. They're selling you pills. You think they're a friend or whatever. They're selling you pills. They don't care if you die. They move on to the next customer. They give you whatever you want. 20 pills, 100 pills, all this coke that you can OD on overnight, laced with fentanyl, you're definitely going to die, okay? So don't do drugs. Don't mess around with the wrong crowd. Have a good fire team, right? A good fire team. People you trust with your life. Only people you trust with your life. Why would you have someone in your circle of friends that you don't trust with your life, right? Friends and family. Someone who's going to be there at your funeral. Someone who's going to help pay for your funeral if you do die. Someone who's going to help your family to take care of them after you die if you're not around. Someone who will stick around. Family is the main strong family who cares about each other will stick around. A lot of friends don't. They're fake friends, right? You want friends that are like family, because if they're not, they can betray you very easily. Sell you drugs. They think you're sad. They think you're depressed. Oh yeah, take these drugs, you'll feel better, and then you end up dying. That's not a friend, right? A smart friend would not do that to you. You want competent, smart, intelligent friends that have the same values and principles as you do, that will stick with you by your side, thick and thin, right? And no matter what. So the fourth thing is go hunting, okay? Go hunting. A lot of veterans, civilians find that therapeutic as well. Veterans find that therapeutic out there in the wilderness, at one with nature, living off the land. Those are the 4 things, right? Don't do drugs or alcohol, okay? Number 2 is work out. Diet, exercise, work out. You'll feel better, get a runner's high, cardiovascular fitness. Third thing is have a good fire team, people you can trust with your life. People you trust with your life that will take care of you no matter what, that will keep you out of danger and keep you safe and care about you and talk to you and be there to support you and pull you away from the wrong crowd if you're getting involved in the wrong crowd because they care about you. And the 4th thing is hunting. 4th thing is going hunting. Live off the land. Get out there with in the wilderness and live off the land, be one with nature, have some peace out there, and explore the wilderness. So those 4 things for veterans and civilians alike are very strong methods to keep, veterans and civilians from committing suicide or from, getting involved in the wrong crowd or doing drugs or alcohol or whatever, like just making dumb mistakes, right? Because if you're clean, you're smarter. You're going to feel better. You're going to make better decisions. You're working out, you're going to have more energy. You're going to have energy to go to school and work. You're going to live longer. You're going to be that wise old man or woman on the street, on the block, giving good advice to the youngsters, to the younger adults, And, you have a good fire team. You're going to have people you trust, a good network. You'll never fail. You'll always have someone to fall back on. And they'll have you to fall back on if they fall. You'll be there to support them, pick them up, and lead them somewhere positive. Okay, 4th thing is hunting, okay? If you can remember those 4 things, I hope and pray that, it does help and benefit, anyone who's listening. So, once again, I'm Adon Miguel Castaneda, U.S. Marine Corps Iraq War veteran and nationally certified expert life coach, recovery coach, and intervention professional. I will continue making content like this, videos that can help you. And as I've mentioned before, this is my recovery journey. This is what I've worked on and what's helped me publishing these books and helping contribute back to society as well. This has been therapeutic for me and helped me along my journey. And those who have supported me along my journey, thank you. Once again, this website is a Google website. I've created a Google website on my profile that is free. It does not cost me anything. Google has a free website builder, meaning that any purchase, anyone who purchases my book, it doesn't cost anything to maintain the website. It's free. It doesn't cost a penny. It does not cost a single penny to maintain the website, hosting, domain, website builder, none of that. So more profits can go to sustain, my family and also certain charities that I donate to, instead of wasting it on the domain. So I try to save money wherever possible. Okay. So as I pledged, I will be contributing back to society to the best of my abilities and marketing as hard as possible, making the best content quality possible to help my listeners and viewers. Okay. So thank you and take care.